Hi, I'm Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm gonna be making these weekly prediction and breakdown videos for all the UFC events. Um, I'll show you guys the bets I put in. I'm gonna break down why I think who's gonna win and why. The first one that I'm gonna break down is UFC 266, Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega, which is gonna be a great card. Has a lot of great fights on it. I think one fight got canceled already though that I had a bet in on. We'll talk about that in a second. Um, yeah, if you follow my bets, you're gonna be making some money. I posted on Instagram last week, the first week, the bets that I put in. I showed my casino tickets and everything, and I went 3-1 with one draw and one fight was canceled. Profited $265, 2.65 units, and hopefully I can do that again this week. All right, let's get in breaking it down. First fight on the card is Omar Moraes versus Jonathan Pierce. Start with Omar Moraes. He's 11-1. He's minus 150 right now. Omar Moraes is tough. He used to fight at 155. Now he fights at 145. Seen him beat up some people at 155. Gabriel Benitez. He's a very tough guy. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Has really good striking. He's kind of slow paced, but he has really good counter striking, good takedowns, and good takedown defense. Great cardio. He doesn't really finish fights though. He's really like a decision guy. But he went 3 rounds with Giga Chikadze, which is his only loss, and anybody that can go 3 rounds with him these days is super tough. So he is the favorite, and then he'll be fighting Jonathan Pierce, who's 10-4. He's plus 120 right now. He's a big guy for the division. He's 6 foot. Omar Moraes is 5'11". Jonathan Pierce has great gas tank. The guy never stops. He's got great cardio, but he has some sloppy striking. Not very powerful striking either. Nothing that should hurt Omar Moraes. He's got decent takedowns and a decent ground game, but he can be reversed. I really like both these guys. I think this is gonna be a really good fight, but I'm gonna be picking Omar Moraes to win. I'm picking by decision just because I think he's gonna land the bigger strikes. He should be able to defend most takedowns, and I believe he should be able to get his own takedowns if he wanted to. But I'm gonna take this to be an exciting fight. But I have Omar Moraes either being able to finish Jonathan Pierce or get at least a 30-27 decision. Pierce could steal 1 round, but I doubt it. Maybe the 3rd round. Omar Moraes gasses a little bit. He is 35 years old. So, but yeah, my pick on that fight, Omar Moraes by decision. I don't have a bet on it yet, but I'm planning on getting 2 units on Omar Moraes because I had another fight that I had 2 units on that got canceled. Second fight is going to be Matthew Semelsberger versus Martin Sano. Matt Semelsberger, he's 8-3. He's minus $500, so he's a huge favorite, second biggest favorite behind Valentina Shevchenko. Matt Semelsberger is big for the division. He's long. He's got good, powerful striking. He's a college athlete, football player, so he's very athletic. He has decent takedown defense. We really haven't seen too much of it. He fought Carlston Harris. He didn't really have to use it there. He did show good striking. His last fight, he fought Chaos Williams, which he got beat, but he did put on a good showing. I mean, he took some big shots, shows he's got a great chin. I think he has a good future. I think he's a young guy. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be fighting Martin Sano, who's 4-2-1. He's plus $365, and it's just weird he's even on this UFC card on a main event. He hasn't fought in 4.5 years, and the last time he fought, he got beat. He's one of Nick Diaz's friends, so I'm pretty sure that's the reason that he's on this card. But I mean, there's no way that you could bet on this guy to win anything. It's a hard fight to bet on, but I just don't see how he's gonna beat Semelsberger. I mean, he's good at jiu-jitsu because he's a Diaz guy, but don't know nothing else about him. And if you watch his old fights, he doesn't look good at all. So I'm gonna be taking Matthew Semelsberger on this TKO, and I do have him in a parlay, a 3-unit parlay, and I'll tell you when that gets finished off on the next fight when we get to it. The third fight of the night was going to be Nick Maximov versus Carl Robertson, but that fight officially got canceled. Robertson had some issues cutting weight or something like that, so that's not going to be going on no more. Next fight we're going to get to is the fourth fight, and it's at 155, and this should be a great fight. UROS Medic versus Jalen Turner. UROS Medic is 7-0. He's a very aggressive striker. Great punches and kicks. He has knockout power. The only thing about him is I haven't seen too much of his ground game. I know he did get controlled for one round on his Dana White Contender Series fight, but other than that, the guy looks good. He came out of Alaska FC, so I mean that's tough because they don't really have the best competition there. But he does fight. He does train out at King's MMA now, so that's got to be a great confidence boost for him and make him a whole lot better fighter. He's finished all 7 of his fights. Only one of them fights went to the second round, and the dude's mean, dude. The dude's tough. I really like what he does. He's not too small. He fought at 170, but now he's been at 155. For his last fight was his first fight at 155 versus Alan Cruz, but he was at 170 most of his career, so he's decent size for this division, but which is good because he's gonna be fighting Jalen Turner, who's super long. I mean, Jalen Turner's 10-5. He's minus 110 right now, and he's 6'3" and super long, super tall, super big for the division. But I believe he cuts down a lot of weight, and that affects his cardio in the third round. Jalen Turner has good striking, good power. Seen him knock out people with body kicks, with punches, ground and pound. So he's very dangerous anywhere. His takedown defense is terrible. Lost me a lot of money when he fought Matt Favola, but very good. Like I said, very long, very good, powerful. I'm going to be picking UROS Medic to win this fight. I think he's going to TKO him. I think he should get him in the first or second round. I do have a bet on it. I got UROS Medic at minus 120, and I put 1.8 units to win 1.5 units. And I'm hoping he'll win that. I put that in. The only thing that really worries me in the striking, Medic's got it. But if they grapple, I haven't seen too much of Medic's grappling, so I just hope Jalen Turner don't come out here and just grapple, wear him out, and we find out Medic has no gas tank after the second round or something. That'd be terrible. But I'm gonna be picking UROS Medic to win this by knockout and hope this first bet of the night comes through. All right, we're gonna go to fight number 5. It's gonna be a female fight at flyweight 125. It's Roxanne Modafferi versus Talia Santos. Roxanne Modafferi is 25-8. She's plus $300. She's been around the UFC forever. She's got over 20 fights in the UFC. She's big for the division. She's got good BJJ. She just really can't get it there too much sometimes. Get it to the ground. Her striking's terrible and like awkward. She kind of just like flails punches out. She has decent takedowns, but if anybody has any type of decent takedown defense, she's not getting her down. She's got good cardio. She doesn't move her head very much, and she's like really slow, so that don't help. But she's gonna be fighting Talia Santos, who is 17-1, and she's minus $400, and she's super tough. Talia Santos can do it all. She can stand and strike. She can do takedowns. She's got good ground and pound, good jiu-jitsu. She just beat Jillian Robertson at her own game, took her down like 3-4 times and just controlled her the whole time, stayed safe. And Jillian Robertson's jiu-jitsu is tough, super tough. And she's very like physically athletic. Like you can tell she's an athletic person, and she can fight. I believe that she should be able to win this fight anywhere it's at. Standing, on the ground, jiu-jitsu, any of that. She's younger. She's just better. She's a big favorite, minus 400. And I think she's going to win by decision. And I got her. She's on another parlay, another 3-unit parlay I have with another fighter. And when we get to that, I'll bring that up. But yeah, I really don't see how Roxanne Modafferi beats Talia Santos. So Talia Santos by decision. That's my pick on that. Next fight should be great. It's going to be a heavyweight fight. Shamil Abernalov. I don't even know. I can't even pronounce it. Versus Chris Daukaus. Shamil, he's 20-5, and he's plus 160. he's good. He's got good striking. Russian guy. He's got good striking, decent takedown defense. He can grind. He can. I mean, he's not good off his back. That's where he's had a lot of problems. Gotten finished. Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades. A lot of people's finished him on the ground like that. But he's 40 years old now, and he's coming off a punctured lung. He hasn't fought in 2.5 years, and he's coming in. He's going to be fighting a up and coming stud in Chris Daukaus. Chris Daukaus is 11-3. He's minus $200 on this, and just a giant up and coming prospect for MMA for the heavyweight division. He's got great striking, fast hands. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Decent takedowns, decent takedown defense as he showed against Alexei Oleinik. He's just good. He's just been looking good, knocking people out. His hands are super fast. His first fight that he came in and fought, he fought Parker Porter, and they both looked terribly out of shape, just like terrible heavyweights. But since that fight, in his last 2 fights, you can see him slimming down and getting in better shape. Dude's got muscles now. It's he's good. He's good. I think he has a great future in the MMA. Fast hands, KO power. He KO'd Rodrigo Nascimento like it was nothing, and he just showed that he's actually got good stand up in his last fight. We thought it was just jiu-jitsu, but he's actually just TKO'd the guy standing last time. So, yeah, with Shamil, with all his issues, 40, punctured lung, he's canceled this fight. He's had to reschedule this fight, I think, 3 or 4 times now because different reasons. I'm definitely going to take Chris Daukaus for him just moving up the ladder. Like, I think this is a showcase fight for him, fighting an older guy that's going to be slower. Daukaus' hands are just so fast and powerful that I see him stopping Shamil for sure in the first or second round. I'm going to call it the second round. I'll take Chris Daukaus by second round TKO. I have him. He's on the parlay. I actually have him on the parlay with Matthew Semelsberger. And I got Chris Daukaus at minus 195 and Semelsberger at minus 490. So I have 300 to win $246 from that parlay. I feel good about that parlay. I really do. Semelsberger should destroy Sano, really. And Chris Daukaus, I feel like, should destroy the Shamil, too. I mean, it should be decent fights, but I think it should be one-way traffic. So we'll move on to the next fight, which should be a good one. As long as it works out, everything works out. It is lightweight fight between Dan Hooker and Nazaret Haparast. Dan Hooker is 20-10. He's gonna be minus 140 right now. And I mean, Dan Hooker is great. He's tough. He's long. He's tall. He's fought great competition. He has knockout power. He's well rounded. He's good everywhere. Training out of City Kickboxing in New Zealand. Everything I like about Dan Hooker. I mean, he's top of the line in the lightweight division. He's fought the best of the best. He almost had Dustin Poirier finished in the second round when they recently fought. The only problem is that he was having visa issues coming over from New Zealand. So he's supposed to be getting here tonight, and then he was supposed to be cutting weight on the plane or something like that. And when he gets here, he has to cut more weight, and he's just going to be behind on time. So it's hard. I can't really see betting this fight, but any normal time, Dan Hooker would be like minus 250 in this fight and should easily take it. But right now he's minus 145, and I don't know. I just think there's so many variables that we don't know about. He's fighting Nazaret Haparast, who's 13-3. He's plus 115. Nazaret's tough. I mean, he's mainly just a boxer. He's got really fast hands. He's got some power, decent power. I don't see him knocking out Dan Hooker, but he's really, really one-dimensional. Like, just fast hands. He's gonna move around. He's got good takedown defense, but he shouldn't really need that here. But yeah, I just don't know how he beats Dan Hooker if Dan Hooker's fighting like Dan Hooker and using his range, and he's just going to be so much taller and longer than Nazaret. Nazaret's never fought anybody close to Dan Hooker's status. I mean, Nazaret got knocked out. He's just, I don't know. He's tough, but he's so one-dimensional. And he's just fought totally lower level of fighters in the UFC compared to Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's been fighting killers and beating some of them and fighting tough with the rest of them. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Dan Hooker for a second round TKO over Nazaret, but I can't bet on this fight. I gotta stay away from it. There's way too much stuff that I don't know about, and that could just make this fight go anyway. I mean, if Dan Hooker comes in bad weight cut, jet lag and stuff or something, then I mean I could see Nazaret just outboxing him the whole time, and I just can't put no money on that either way because Dan Hooker should win, but we'll see. But I'm gonna pick Dan Hooker second round TKO. No bets on it. All right, this is gonna be a good fight. We got a bantamweight fight between Marlon Moraes and Merab Dvalishvili, who's awesome. Both these guys are awesome. Marlon Moraes is 23-8-1. He's plus 200 right now. It's kind of crazy that he's plus 200 because he was just on top of the world. Like 2 years ago, he was fighting Cejudo for the title, and everybody thought he was going to beat Cejudo, and he was beating him for a round and a half. Guy's great kickboxing, super fast kicks, super fast hands. He has great jiu-jitsu. He's good takedown defense. He has good takedowns himself. He's just great, but he has a terrible gas tank. I mean, it didn't really show in his first couple fights. His first fight in the UFC was Rafael Santos, and that was a great technical fight. And he got dropped with like 1 minute left in the third. Got back up, but that ended up costing him a split decision. But yeah, the guy's great. Actually came back and knocked out or head kicked to Santos and then got the submission. So he's got really good jiu-jitsu. Really can KO Merab at any time. And slick jiu-jitsu. Good get up game. So, but like I said, I think he only has about a round and a half of it. Now Merab, he's 13-4. He's minus 255. Great wrestler. Like doesn't stop wrestling, take you down. I use him in DraftKings all the time because he gets you like 12 takedowns. But he doesn't have good jiu-jitsu to hold you down and keep you down. I mean, he'll take you down 13 times, but he really doesn't have much jiu-jitsu. I mean, Gustavo Lopez was getting up repeatedly on him. Everybody. And I think this fight is super dangerous for him because Marlon Moraes in that first round is world class. He can beat anybody at the 135-pound division in that first round. And I just feel like he's got the way better striking, way more explosive. And if Merab takes him down in that first round and leaves his neck out there, Marlon Moraes could easily take it. And I also think that Moraes is just, his head kicks could play into this, like with Jimmy Rivera when he knocked him out with that quick head kick real quick. Even Rafael Santos in the second fight. So this is a big underdog pick. I'm not betting it, but I am going to take Marlon Moraes to be able to pull off that first round, either sub or KO. I just feel like Merab's kind of reckless, and he's really reckless with his takedowns. Like he's going to get them, but people get up. But I see Marlon being able to grab an arm or a neck. And not only that, but anytime this fight's is standing for that first round and a half, he could easily get knocked out by Marlon. Like I said, I'm not gonna bet it, but I wouldn't be totally shocked if Merab, just grapples and by the middle to the end of the second, Marlon's just accepting bottom position and probably a little gassed out. But like I said, I'm gonna actually take Marlon Moraes for a first round finish, and should be a great fight. All right, let's go to the next fight. Is in the women's flyweight division, and it's Jessica Andrade versus Cynthia Calvillo. Should be a great fight. These are two of the better girls in the division. I mean, obviously everybody's chasing Valentina, but these two girls are both tough. Jessica Andrade is 21-9. She is minus 265. And she's a very, very powerful striker and grappler. She's got KO power in her hands and her takedowns, as you've seen with Rose in the first fight. She's got super great takedowns, good takedown defense. Shows a great gas tank. Kind of a slow starter, but as you've seen with even in both Rose fights, by the end, I mean, she's tearing Rose up, and Rose was gassing out a little, so I like that. She can get the finish at any time, anywhere. She could get submissions. She can get the knockout, slams. Like I said, she's just super tough. She's super built for a girl, super athlete. And I like everything about Jessica Andrade's game. If she ain't fighting, Weili Zhang or Rose or Valentina, but that's anybody. So yeah, she's got so many ways to win, and she'll be fighting Cynthia Calvillo, who is 9-2-1. She's plus 205. Cynthia Calvillo's tough. She's her striking's not that good. Like, it's not terrible, but she just hits really soft. She has good takedowns. She has really good grappling when she can get it to the ground, and she's gonna be a little bigger than Jessica Andrade, but I don't know. I just think that they basically both do the same thing, but Jessica Andrade does stuff better, and she's more powerful, physical. You know, she has way more ways to win. I mean, it should be a good fight. It's a girls' fight. I don't see a finish happening, but I really do think it's going to be a super good fight. I'm going to go ahead and take Jessica Andrade by decision, and I think she should dominate all 3 rounds. The only thing I'm worried about is if she comes out and if Cynthia Calvillo can get the takedowns and then just, like, you know, wet blanket her and grapple her, but I just don't see that happening. I see Jessica Andrade probably being able to get the takedowns, landing harder ground and pound, just a lot of advantages for her. So I'm definitely picking her by decision, and she rounds out my other parlay that I was talking about earlier with Talia Santos, and I bet 3 units on that to win 210. Both of them are big favorites. I mean, Talia Santos was minus 400, and I got, Jessica Andrade at minus 265. But I feel like them are locks. I feel like both fights are locks. I feel like in both them fights, the girls pretty much do the same thing, but Andrade and Talia Santos are just way better, at what they do. So, all right, now we're going to get to some crazier fights. We got a heavyweight fight with Curtis Blades and Jaron Zeno Rosenstruck. Curtis Blades is 14-3. He's minus 310. Curtis Blades is great. I mean, for a heavyweight, he's agile. He's got good striking. Stays on the outside. He's long. He's big. Then he's got great wrestling. I mean, college wrestler, great wrestling. I think he has the most takedowns in the heavyweight division ever. Good gas tank for a 3-round fight and a 5-round fight. I mean, versus Volkov, he gassed out real bad. But I think in a 3-round fight, I mean, he's never showed any gas tank issues. The guy has sick ground and pound, great takedowns, good jiu-jitsu to hold the people down, and sick ground and pound. You see him against Alistair Overeem, Shamil, as we talked about earlier. Many people. I mean, the guy's good. His last fight against Derek Lewis, he got knocked out cold by that uppercut, taking a lazy shot in, just for some reason. Cost me some money, but for some reason he just reached down to grab the leg instead of setting up a shot at all. But yeah, I mean, he's super good. Derek, I mean, he other than Francis Ngannou and then freaking Derek Lewis, them were the only people that had been able to put him out, and he didn't even really get a chance to even go for a takedown on Ngannou in their 2 fights. But he's gonna be fighting Jaron Zeno Rosenstruck, who's 12-2, and he's plus 250, which is a huge underdog for what this man does. Jaron Zeno Rosenstruck's a kickboxer, really good kickboxer. And that's all he has. He's low volume, slow pace kickboxer that can knock you out at any time. Cost me more money against Alistair Overeem with that last second knockout, 4 minutes and 59 seconds or whatever into the 4th round. But super one-dimensional. He's pretty much, in a lot of fights, he's going to be KO or bust. His last fight against Augustus Sakai was real good. It seemed like he had a little more activity in that fight than usual. Knocked him out with like 5 seconds left in the 1st round. But he has terrible takedown defense and terrible get-up. I mean, Alistair Overeem was taking him down and controlling him the whole time. And if Curtis Blades gets the same chance to do that, he's going to take him down. He's going to ground and pound him out. So, I don't know. He's just got to watch that big shot, set up his takedowns a little better. I honestly believe that Curtis Blades could actually beat Jaron Zeno Rosenstruck just in a striking contest if he stays on the outside and just picks him apart like Cyril Gane was doing, because Curtis Blades really can strike like that. Like he really can move around. He's real agile for a big man, and I mean, he outstruck Junior Dos Santos when he couldn't get him down, and he outstruck him, ended up KOing him standing. So I'm going to take Curtis Blades in this one. I mean, I think that he wrestles him in the first round, maybe gasses him down a little bit, stays safe. And then in the second round, I think by the end of the second round with ground and pound and just all the takedowns that it's going to all add up. And I think he's going to get a TKO win. So I didn't bet this, but I am going to be taking Curtis Blades by a second round TKO. I can't bet it because he's minus 310. And with these big heavyweights like this, where somebody can end somebody in 1 second like that, and that's what Jaron Zeno Rosenstruck does, I just can't put money and sweat it out the whole time. But I will pick Curtis Blades for the second round TKO. Oh, now we're to the good fight. All right, here we got Robbie Lawler versus Nick Diaz. Robbie Lawler is 28-15, and he's currently minus 140. And because they switched the bout to middleweight in the middle of the week, and then Nick Diaz also did a video I was watching yesterday where he looked just terrible. I mean, he was throwing real slow. He just looks terrible. Robbie Lawler's looked terrible recently too, but he's been fighting. Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler, I mean, he's got great power and bursts. He don't really throw too much. He never really did, but when he throws hard. He's got good takedown defense, unless he's fighting like Colby Covington or something. He's got good takedowns himself. He just doesn't ever use them. I don't know, man. He's good. Robbie Lawler's good. He's just getting older. I mean, he's 38 years old. He's been taking some beatings in his last couple fights. Not really like KO shots, but just accumulation beatings with Neo Magny and Colby. But still, I mean, he's been fighting. If you get to Nick Diaz hasn't fought in 6.5 years. And he's coming back to fight Robbie Lawler in a 5-round fight. Like I said, they got switched to 185. It was at 170. So the whole thing is just so sketchy. I mean, Nick hasn't won a fight in 10 years, so that's huge. I mean, it's huge. Nick has good striking, great conditioning, good kicks, punches, good jiu-jitsu. He doesn't really try to use it. He doesn't ever go for takedowns, and nobody really tries to take him down too much. Guy's tough. I mean, he's just like his brother Nate. They're not going to give up for nothing. But I just think in their older age, man, these guys are getting slower and just easier to hit. And I don't know. This is another fight I don't want to bet. But now that I've seen them videos, I wasn't planning on fighting this or betting this fight. But now that I've seen the videos of how Nick looks, and like obviously he can't even make welterweight. That's why they moved it up to middleweight. It just none of the signs are pointing to it being good for Nick Diaz. So I think when I go to put in that Omar Moraes bet tomorrow, I'm going to put in a bet on Robbie Lawler if he doesn't get too out of control. It was even money yesterday before all this stuff came out, and now he's at minus 140. So if I can get him at minus 150, I'll put a unit and a half on him. I'll put a unit and a half on Omar Moraes too. But yeah, I hope by the time that I can actually get to the casino tomorrow that the line doesn't change too crazy. All right, so now we're on to the co-main event of the night, and it's Valentina Shevchenko versus Lucky Lauren Murphy. And there's not going to be much to say about this fight. I mean, I feel like it's just going to go how every other Valentina fight goes, and she's just going to do whatever she wants. She's either going to beat her striking if she wants to, because Lauren Murphy is super slow. I mean, she's tough as nails, but she's super slow. She ain't going to be able to stop Valentina's takedowns. I think for the first round and a half, she should hang tough because she's super physically strong. Like, she's a big girl, Lauren Murphy is, and she's tough. But the speed and the strength, I believe, by the middle of the second round, are going to start taking over huge for Shevchenko. I could see Shevchenko in the third round hitting her with a head kick because, like I said, Lauren Murphy's kind of slow and just like she's kind of awkward. She holds her arms weird. She's super tough. She's won her last 5 fights in a row, but I really thought she lost to Andrea Lee and Joanne Calderwood, and I lost money on both them fights, but I honestly believe she lost both them fights. But yeah, I mean, Shevchenko's just great at everything, and she's going to be so much faster, just younger and better at everything, that I think that she's going to catch Lauren Murphy with a head kick in the third round for third round TKO. So I didn't bet anything on it. I couldn't even put it on a parlay because she's minus 1,400. So it was really, I mean, you throw her on a parlay to get an extra $15, and then somehow she blows her knee out on a leg kick. So I didn't do none of that, but obviously she's the way to go, but I didn't bet on it. And now to the main event of the night. We have Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega. It's going to be a great fight for the 145-pound title. Should be a great fight. We got Alexander Volkanovski, who's 22-1. He's minus 180. He's great. I mean, he's little for the division. He's short, but he's so stocky. He's got great striking, like kicks, punches, everything. Great foot movement. Good takedowns. Good takedown defense. His gas tank's second to none. The guy don't slow down. I mean, he fought Max Holloway twice, 5 rounds, and whooped him the first fight. And then the second fight, I mean, it could have went either way. I had Holloway winning, but he's still, I mean, he took some damage in the first 2 rounds, and then the last 3 were neck and neck. So, I mean, Alexander Volkanovski's, man, if you beat Max Holloway in my book, you're the man. Like, and yeah, I don't know. He's got great gas tank, great training, great coaching, great everything. I mean, Alexander Volkanovski's all around great fighter, one of the best. He's gonna be fighting Brian Ortega, who's 15-1. He's plus 150. He's the underdog. Brian Ortega, great Brazilian jiu-jitsu, some of the best in the UFC from some of the chokes and stuff I've seen him snatch up. He's got good boxing, showed way better boxing against Korean Zombie when he came back after that Max Holloway loss. The guy can finish the fight at any time. Like, that's the scary thing about Brian Ortega. I mean, he was losing to Clay Guida and came back with that flying knee with like 30 seconds left in the third. He was losing to Renato Moicano. Hit him with a shot and then choked him out in the third after he's losing the first 2 rounds and most of the third. So, I mean, the guy's dangerous. The guy can finish at any time with knockouts. I mean, the knockout he did, the elbow to Frankie Edgar was sick. The neck, how he just snatched up Cub Swanson's neck out of nowhere. I mean, the guy's dangerous everywhere. The Korean Zombie fight showed that he's got new stuff, new wrinkles in his game. I mean, he's throwing a lot more punches. Just looked crisp. His striking looked a lot better than it was before he lost to Max. Great jiu-jitsu, decent takedowns. You haven't really seen him shoot too many. He got some on Korean Zombie, but that fight was weird too because, I mean, he the first round was even, and then the second round he hit him with that spinning elbow that just literally would have knocked anybody out. Like, Korean Zombie ate that, and you could see that it totally just took him out of his head. He said he didn't even remember anything for the rest of the fight or a while after that elbow. So I don't know if we got to see the full 5 rounds like against the real Korean Zombie, but what he did was impressive. These guys are both so well rounded. That's why they're fighting for the title. They're both so good. But I got a bet in. I'm gonna be taking Alexander Volkanovski by decision. Dude, Volkanovski's tough. He's just so tough. I think he's gonna have the striking advantage. I think he's gonna work him with them leg kicks like he did to Max the first fight. And just the movement and stuff. I just think it's going to be a great fight, but I just think by rounds, maybe by the middle of the third, that he kind of like in the Max fight and Ortega fight when Max just beat the brakes off him. I really think that Volkanovski can start taking over by the middle of the third and win a tough decision. I mean, I don't think. If there is a finish, it would be on the Ortega side, but when you beat Max Holloway like that, like I said, I got to see somebody beat you before I can bet against you. I can't just pick against you. I got 3.2 units to win 2 units on Volkanovski. I got him at minus 160. He's currently at minus 180. Yeah, this is gonna be a great fight. I can't wait to see it. I really like, and I mean, I like both these guys, but I really like Alexander Volkanovski. He's funny and stuff. So yeah, give me Volkanovski for the win, for the decision, and yeah, I hope all these bets pay off. I'm going to post the pictures on my Instagram. It's the same thing. It's Blood Money MMA bets. You can go there and check out them bets. You can check out the bets from last week to show you that I do profit. And yeah, hopefully we can win some money. Like I said, I'm going to be posting a video every single week for every single UFC event. Maybe I'll do some of the other events some other time, start doing Bellator, PFL. But for now, yeah, I'm just going to be doing these. But yeah, if you can hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, that'd be great. I'm going to keep doing these, though. And good luck, everybody. Let's win some money this week, man. See you guys.